Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So this video here, what I'm going to focus on today is trying to implement different solutions that people are commenting on to tell me to try. So I've got a lot of good advice and I'm going to be going through them one by one in this video. So I'm going to warm up. Got my tech disc there that once I'm sufficiently warm up, I'll then charge that and then we'll start going through the options. Bring both shoulders out by attempting to hug in front of me. So I want you to hug like that. So doing this brings the shoulder out. That's something, it also creates tension there. It says make sure both shoulders are down and out. Make sure the off arm is pinned to my side of the body. So this is actually testing a throw with the off arm not in use. So what's going to drive is purely the coil from the shoulders and the hip separation. That's going to drive with this being by my side. Make sure the off arm is pinned to my side of the body. Make sure the shoulder of the off arm is the same height as the throwing arm. So again, we're going to make these both the same height, have them both out. So this is to address the issue where my shoulder elevates when I throw. And I'm throwing like this, and that's a problem. So the trick is to try to balance that out with the off shoulder and bring that up some. I need to elevate my off arm and pin it to my side. I can bring the throwing shoulder down some, or at least put them on the same plane. So that's something I replied to someone else. So let's try that. We're going to try this with the off arm up to where the shoulder is more up and the same level as here. And then okay, I'm wondering if this shoulder remained at the same height, if both shoulders remain at the same height. This is very much in the style of Jakub Semerád. I've actually been meaning to do this for a long time, but I just keep forgetting to do it. So thanks to actually this came from a comment I had on Disc Golf Neil's YouTube channel where he was trying this specific thing out. And so I'm finally trying it out about a year later. When I first saw Jakub Semerád over a year ago at one of the tournaments where Greg Barsby ended up pulling out the win in Europe, I was like, man, I love this guy's form. It's really simple. He just doesn't use his off arm that much. Okay, so again, off arm up to the same level with the shoulder, off shoulder, the same level as the throwing shoulder. And I'm not focusing on where I'm looking right now. I'm trying to keep the head neutral just so I can see what happens with the disc. So this is completely taking the off arm out of the picture, but using it to align the shoulders. So again, both the shoulders down and out, but this kept at this level. I notice the timing for the release of the disc is off. I keep releasing early, so I'm going to try to focus more on that. There we go, got the timing right. So I may not be able to stop this shoulder from elevating, but maybe I can minimize it elevating by doing this. Big problem I've had is this shoulder depresses and this shoulder elevates. I guess because I'm trying to actively use the arm to throw. So I've got to find a way of letting the body carry that load. Let the shoulder separation, the coil, produce that force, that angular momentum, that torque. So again, shoulders down and out, keeping this over here just to see what the height of the shoulders are. See if they stay that way, if I still do that when I throw. And you notice I'm trying to coil by do that and not bring this arm. Okay, now we've turned to option 3, which this is the first user comment that I'm actually talking about that replied in that video. I'd like to see you work on keeping your head, eyes towards your target in the reach back. Now, this is something I actually like to do. I just don't do it consistently. This may help you eliminate reaching too far back, turning your head all the way around, closing your eyes due to momentary lack of focus, and then rounding. Your body will stay coiled and pointed forward toward your target better. It may feel odd, but do it a bunch and you won't. If you close your eyes or move your arm too far around your body in the reach back, start over. be strict in that regard. So let me try this. I'm going to do basically the same stuff I was before. I'm going to mix and match. I'm going to do this here, but I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try to put the feet where they need to be, pointing that way to what extent I can. Semi-wide stance, at least shoulder width apart. Get the arm up, both shoulders down and out. Then look here, and then I'm going to use my shoulders to do that. So I'm not going to do this, I'm going to use my shoulders to reach back or extend or whatever to do the backswing. So I'm going to look towards the target. Again, I'm spinning out, but the priority right now is the upper body. I want to make sure that the shoulders stayed roughly on the same level when I threw. So let's do this again. Just so you know, I'm aiming for about right here, pointing towards there, this, as much as possible, pointing that way. Shoulders down and out. Looking that way. Notice I did not close my eyes. It came out a touch low here instead of there, but I'm fine with that. Hopefully I'm executing this well. I will not know how well this is being executed until I look on video. And the GoPro viewfinder is too small for me to use it. So again, I'm gonna get to a athletic standstill stance, feet effectively this way, center of mass, center of gravity over the spine, shoulders down and out, eyes towards the target. Oh, got to keep this up here, like that. So measures of success will be these staying up. Another measure of success will be the elbow not coming down. Okay, try doing this with a slow walk up, X-step, throw into the net. I'd stop standstill throwing in front of the net for a while, so he wants me to try to work on it with my cross step, which is fine. Keep your wrist loose, let the disc hang a bit like you've recently done. Keep your stance wide and balanced, and then think short twitch, and then coil quickly at your target before your body moves over the brace leg. Mentally think about the precise target you're throwing at into the net, and keep your mind like throwing darts, similar to aiming at a chain link in the putting. Now I'm going to do a 3-step walk up. I'm keeping an eye on there and put everything the way I said it would be. Get in the right position. Okay, I was really uncoordinated with that. That came out early and I just fell over. The ground is undulated to some extent. There's only so much I can do with regard to that. My entire side yard has slightly undulated ground. It's uneven everywhere. So let me try this again. Okay, that was a little better. So where were my shoulders? Did I drop the elbow? Be interesting to see if I started throwing before I planted this foot. I'm pretty sure I planted my foot this way, so that's not good. I need to plant it this way. That's what I'm going to focus on next. Shoulders down and out. There we go. I feel like a lot of my form is broken down trying to do a cross step with this, because I haven't built in the muscle memory to do this correctly. Well, I looked down at my foot to see what I was doing with it. I'm pretty sure I landed open. It's not good. My form is broken down trying to do a cross step, so clearly I'm going to have to work on that more. All right, let me try this with wide rail, staying present, focusing on the target. I did wide rail, but I'm still pretty sure my footwork was bad. Okay, that was just too much power, and I'm pretty sure my form broke down. Okay, footwork was terrible on that. Clearly I'm gonna have to work on footwork at some point in the future. Also, I don't plan on keeping my off arm here for the rest of my life. It's just a test I'm doing here. I'd much rather use the off arm to help. Stop flexing, the throwing shoulder muscles, that causes it to come up. Got it. Okay, I'm gonna go back to standstill, but I'm gonna do what I'm used to doing. I'm gonna incorporate, of all that advice, I'm gonna incorporate what I think I need to out of it. So again, shoulders down and out, arm up like this, legs semi-wide stance but both facing forwards. But keep in mind, the most important thing to me is the swing plane. Is the swing plane doing that? And am I doing this without raising that shoulder? So now that I've got the tech disc activated, I'm not going to throw it full power yet. I'm going to throw between 60 and 70% power, but I'm going to try to do enough of those things to where I can try to put together a throw. But the purpose for me right now, based on the comments that I've gotten and experimented with here, my goal is this: to coil back here where this remains at the 6 o'clock position or farther out, but not inside. Even though rounding isn't my primary concern, it's probably a secondary or tertiary concern. It's still way up there in the list of things I'm concerned about, and it's an upper body thing. So it's definitely top 1, 2, or 3 in the upper body category. Number 1 is the swing plane. And the whole reason I'm doing this is I think it'll help keep the swing plane flat. But if it also reduces rounding, all the better. So my goal is to do both of those things at once. I'm not trying to combine multiple cues to do a variety of different things. I'm trying to use the shortest, simplest cues to allow me to do broad strokes that take care of a lot of things all at once. I'm back to throwing to about right here. I am going to try to look and throw there. I'm going to try not to close my eyes. I'm going to try to keep the shoulders up and parallel on the same level. I'm going to try to keep this to where the elbow guides or leads. I'm going to try to horizontally abduct once the disc is through the power pocket and try to keep the elbow up when I do so. And I'm going to try to, again, have the feet somewhat wide but both pointed forwards. And I'm going to try to put all these together into one form and just start doing reps with this form. So here we go. Looking forward that way. Coil with the shoulders. And then throw. Let's do a few throws like this, and then I'll try to activate the off arm and use it. So here we go. We're going to do this. Looking that way. Feet are pointed the way I want them to. Wide stance. Center of gravity over the spine. Look to there. I don't know how that went. Let's check out the tech disc stats. 37 miles per hour, 679 RPM. So that's actually good spin for the speed. 5.7 wobble, 0 nose angle, perfect. 2.4 launch angle, perfect. 6.3 hyzer, perfect. I would consider that very successful numbers. Let's try that again. Okay, both pointing forward essentially, wide stance, shoulders down and out. Focus towards that way. There we go. Again, a lot of good there. That may even came out on slide and hyzer. Let's see what tech disc says. 1.0 nose, that's very good for me. 5.4 launch angle, that's also very good. 4.3 wobble, that's very good for me. Hyzer 5.4, that's good. Spin and speed both went up, 39.3 and 66.37. So again, that's like a 70% power throw, but all the metrics are really good. Feet pointing forward, staggered stance, arm coming up, shoulders down and out, looking towards there. Even though I'm spinning out, I like a lot of what I saw and felt there. 3.0 nose, that's good. I mean, you know, I would love a negative nose, but I'm not living in that world right now. In fact, what is causing my nose up is the more I swoop, the more the nose comes up. Hyzer angle is 1.6, so almost perfectly flat. The launch angle was 5.1, which is perfect. 5.1 wobble, little higher than I want. Speed 38.8, spin, 656, so not very fast, but again, that's in the 70% range of power that I'm using. Negative 0.2 nose, amazing. 5.4 wobble, that's good. Only 40 miles per hour and 701 RPM. All the numbers are good there, except for a little bit more wobble than I want. The nose is fantastic. So quite frankly, I just need to do this, because any attempt to throw, I think I'm just doing this, and that's what's causing the nose up. So negative 0.2 nose, 4.4 wobble. That's actually good. So that's the key. Keep the shoulders level, fixes the plane maybe. I mean, there's still wobble. I'm not even looking. I'm literally just keeping my head neutral with the spine. I don't even care that I spin out. 1.8 nose, that's good. 2.8 wobble, that's good. So that's the key, folks. The level shoulders is fixing a lot, it seems. I'm just gonna keep doing this and see if it breaks down. Shoulders down and out. 3.6 nose, which is more in line. 4.4 wobble, but that's good. Zero 0.2 nose, 3.6 wobble, that is good. So that's the key. I need to learn how to just keep the off arm up here, aka Jakub Semerád. Okay, man, look how much I've torn this up pivoting on this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is effectively get my stance still set up like this. And I think what is working is coming out like that, but not having the elbow come down. So it's just keep it up like this and then do that. And I'm going to keep my head neutral for this throw, but in subsequent attempts I may try to move the head forward towards the target, because I'm looking to aim throw there. I do feel like I had this up too much. 2.9 nose is good, 4.2 wobble is good. So I think that is the trick. For me, focusing on coiling with the shoulders to keep this back, but keeping this off arm, that shoulder, the same level. So we're gonna try this again. This time I'm gonna look towards where I'm throwing. Down and out shoulders. 1.0 nose. 4.7 wobble, that is good. So again, it's about a 75–80% throw for me. Standstill. This gives me something to think about. All right, now I'm gonna look again at the target, the direction I'm throwing. Just remember, if you think like my feet have one rail and then this disc is essentially on another rail, I should be hitting about here. So I'm gonna focus and aim up here. Staggered stance. Both feet pointing that way. Shoulders down and out. Keep this by my side. Look where I'm going to throw. I have 0.3 nose, 4.6 wobble. That is acceptable. 39.2 miles per hour, 652 spin. So yeah, that was a sub 80% throw. I mean, a lot is messed up, but at a minimum, that's good. So now I'm going to do a 3-step walk up and try to do the same thing. Shoulders down and out. Now that was an early release because it came out over here, but otherwise it had the right height and everything else. Negative 1.7 nose, that is a victory. 3.1 wobble, that is perhaps my best throw. Now obviously my body looks like crap throwing that way. That's not how I want to play disc golf, but that gives me something to deal with. All I'm focusing on is keeping the shoulders level, and then when I come back, do that. So let's do this again. Try to throw, go a little slowly. Oh, I like that. Negative 0.7 nose, 3.7 wobble. My folks, we've made a breakthrough. Shoulders down and out. Two dot eight nose, okay. 4.5 wobble, okay. I got something to work with. And actually the speed went up on that one to 46 because of the momentum from the walk up. So again, let's try this again. Shoulders up. I know what I'm aiming for. So while I had an early release here, otherwise I liked what I saw. Negative 0.4 nose, 3.8 wobble. Those are good signs. So the next time I go out to a field or a course, I'm going to try this and see what the throws look like. I don't want to do this forever and not see results. I do like mixing and matching network with field work or even course work. All right, one more throw. Let's see what I can do. Okay, 2.1 nose, 3.8 wobble. I consider that largely a success. So I hope you liked the video. I'm going to submit this to a few people and see what they think about keeping the shoulder level. But I think the shoulder level business is what's going to keep my nose down and going to keep this more in plane and present less wobble. So that's going to do it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe as I've got more content like this in the future. Have a great day.